So Andrew Tate, who's been on my show just before he was detained, imprisoned, detained, calls this the Matrix.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a good analogy. I mean, I'd watched Matrix several times and I love it as a movie. Apparently the Matrix was originally about transgenderism.
Ah.
I've heard.
Is it
both
is
the
it
creators,
directors?
yeah, I think it was
brothers. Are they brothers?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough
We're
about
trying to get them on the show, aren't we?
Wachowskis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have they not changed their gender?
They have now changed into women, yes.
Yeah.
So
So the creators of the Matrix have changed into women, according to my producer.
So it is a Matrix because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Do you know what I mean? I know you don't particularly want to go into lockdowns and stuff like that.
So you say whatever you
but
want.
once you see how easy it is for the social fabric just to be like that, you go, wow. Society as a whole is incredibly fragile and has been built very carefully by many, many talented, very intelligent, very altruistic and greedy, evil people. But it's been forged time after time to be this thing, but it's very, very fragile. And once you get a sort of a lockdown or a cancellation or something like that, something jerks you out of it, you can't unsee how society is controlled. And that is terrifying. So I now, for example, don't trust the science. I don't. I wouldn't go into hospital by myself. And if someone said, do you want your kid to have a nasal flu booster? I'm like, no thanks. I have no idea what's in it. No thanks. And I imagine a load of people will will stop giving their kids sterilising vaccines now because they've just gone, what's happened? And we've got excess deaths like, no one talks about them, media doesn't talk about them. So you've got to sort of sit there and go, there's something going on here. It's not just, it is. Society is a social construct, isn't it? The whole thing is money is a social construct. Rishi Sunak proved it by creating £1 billion of it a day out of nowhere. Where did that come from? What's it supported by?
Nothing.
You know?
Yeah, there is no gold standard, supported by nothing.
Yeah, so people are still dutifully, and I completely understand why they want to, and Cypher, he can't cope. He just wants to go back into the Matrix. That's what he wants, and he wants that steak, and he just wants to go, I know this isn't real, but fuck, it tastes good. So I can understand why people want to stay in the Matrix, but I think it's a good analogy, yeah.
So I've been thinking about this since lockdown, how to maintain my independent free mind, my, I suppose, independent integrity, and importantly, which I try and talk about a lot, but a lot of people don't, is financial independence. Because 10 years ago when I was teaching financial independence, it was basically build assets, produce recurring income, get your bills covered, have some ongoing residual money, go do what you want. And it seemed so simple back then. And now it's financial independence is not just about having enough money to live from assets, it's about so that they can't shut your banks down, cancel you, and suffocate all of your earning streams. So are we at a time where we need to invest more thought, knowledge and discussion into things like Bitcoin because it's independent, being as decentralized you can on social media, so if YouTube cancel you, you've still got Rumble and Getter and all these other channels, and really understanding how the monetary system works so you can maybe create your own monetary system or be independent of the monetary system?
Yeah,
I know that was the worst worded question ever.
No, but I know what you're getting at. It's I think what it's going to do, I think it's way too late, by the way, on the money stuff.
Too late for what?
For us to do anything but claw back the tiniest amount of black market independence that is available. The minute that phone was invented, the minute the smartphone was invented, you are GPS tracked, you are QR
Probably
coded.
listened to.
Though I know I'm listened to, because we all know we're listened to. When do you start getting thrown up ads for stuff that you've been talking to about someone? And I imagine I'm probably listened to for other reasons as well.
Yeah.
But once that was invented and it's now been co-opted into, we are becoming cyborgs, aren't we? With the phone, we're we pretty much live a lot of our lives virtually anyway. I don't know about Bitcoin because I don't understand about it. My mates who are massively into it, who will give me the Bitcoin lecture about the distributed ledger and all of this and the blockchain and all this, I'm sat there and I'm going, I don't understand. So I still don't get it.
Yeah.
I think what we'll have is...
But it's basically a financial system that's not controlled by a central bank. Surely that's not a good thing.
That's a great thing. Yeah. So I think there'll be lots of them. But I think what we'll do is there'll be bits when you're going to be using the central bank digital currency. So like when you engage with the NHS, or...
Does that not scare you, a central bank digital currency?
It terrifies me.
Yeah.
I think it's the most... They
just have a button to stop your source of income.
Yeah, and stopping you transact, to stopping you move. Well, they're going to have a button on... I mean, which country is it now that's just installed kill switches in every car that you buy? I can't remember which one it is. I think it's either America or Sweden. But every new car created now, the government can just turn you off. So, I mean, on one level, it's a good idea if you're in a police chase and you want to stop it all going mental. But on another level, it's like, it's my fucking car, mate. You know, it's like, why don't we, when they do the prick test on a kid's foot when they're born, why don't we just give the whole government everyone's DNA? And so we'll never have a single crime in the world. There is some form of personal autonomy that you have, a barrier between you and the government. Central bank digital currency is the most dangerous totalitarian social credit incoming system. I think it's going to be pretty hard to avoid. That's what I think. But I think what will happen is we'll have parallel cultures. So you'll transact in other ways with other people. Because, you know, once you've hit your social credit limit for Sauvignon...
You might have to go back to barter.
Yeah, Sauvignon Blanc, you know, and ribeye, you're going to have to go, mate, I'll some of this, lobby one of those. And I think there'll be multiple digital currency, because again, you know, nature does abhor a vacuum. And the idea of... You know, Elon Musk said it really well the other day. He said, you know, you want competing societies and structures because, you know, one of them's going to fall apart while another one is doing well, and vice versa. So if you have one world central government and the whole thing goes to crap, what's it going to be replaced with? So he's right. But you know, localism, I think is going to be important. I think
the opposite of globalism.
Yeah, I think people will, and I think, you know, like, my family, without wishing to sort of betray their confidence in any way, you know, we're all much tighter than we used to be in a way. You know, I think families get tighter, groups of friends get a lot tighter. You know, and we trade intellectual property as well as physical property. You know, but once that's in, game over. The minute the CBDCs come in. And then also, not only is it going to be game over because of all the obvious reasons, like we can just stop you doing anything you want because you've pissed off the government, it's also going to be designed by the government, so it'll be crap anyway. Do you know what I mean? But actually, once you drive people's income down to the lowest you can possibly do, which they're doing through all of their policies at the moment, conspiracy theory or not, this is what they're doing, people are going to be begging for them. They'll be begging for a central bank digital currency. That's how
they're just becoming the crack dealers, aren't they?
They are. They are.
This scares the out of me.
Me too, man. I don't even like
it made me sad to listen to you saying we're probably already too far gone. Because I like to be the eternal optimist and think you can always do something about it. And, you know, we need more rebels with a cause. Buying some gold, having some watches, some physical tradable assets, skilling up on some things that are useful in a dystopian society. There are still things we can do, surely.
Yeah, and also when I say I think it's probably too late, I mean that we are at the precipice, because this is the last generation, our generation, that cares about this stuff and who doesn't want mummy state to look after us. We are the last generation who doesn't want free stuff. Every time I poll anybody about this stuff, it always comes out the same, that they want the state to be in their lives. They want the state to lean on the state. They don't want to take any individual responsibility for stuff. They want socialism. That's what they want. So if we don't, but what our generation, this is why, you know, hopefully we'll get a bank account next week and we can start and we can start making some changes, because, you know, people need something to actually vote for. And then if you can frighten off a political party in a way, then that would be good, if you can frighten off Rishi. But, you know, look at Rishi. We don't even have an elected Prime Minister.
No. Well, we haven't. Here's the irony. We didn't vote for Liz Truss. who beat Rishi, and then we didn't vote for Rishi, who lost to Liz Truss.
I know.
I mean,
That's what I mean by the fact that once you see it, you can't unsee
No.
it. It is just absolutely bonkers. But you know, I think there's things that can be done. We made a lot of noise over the police down in Hampshire. We got the chief constable sacked for chasing after this bloke for reposting a meme I put up on the internet. You know, you can if you go and get in their face a bit, they don't like it.
yeah.
So it is possible. But unless people do wake up to what's happening, then yeah, it'll be too late. And it often does. You know, let's look back through history. When people look back, the people that were shouting, going, "Guys, this is a major problem," often it's a bit late by the time everyone gets it.
Right.
So let's hope not. Let's hope not this time. But England, to be fair, has done. You know, we've overturned a revolution with Cromwell and that lot. So since Magna Carta, we've kind of had a system that's gone on for 1,000 years. So hopefully, as the world, the West begins to self-implode, eyes will fall on Britain and go, how did you guys stop this happening last time? And hopefully we can come up with some answers.
This was just a short excerpt from a long, deep and fascinating discussion with Laurence Fox. Go down the rabbit hole with me right there. So if, like us, you want honesty, balance, integrity in media, fight back. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell on. And remember, if you don't risk anything, you risk everything.